Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're playing with Continua. But first, we're going to kick off with a brand new song by Dominic Torregrossa. This is Winter Willow. Boom. Dominic Torregrossa. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. So he dropped that at a premiere a couple of days ago, I think. Yeah, something like that. I know I was there. It is Winter Willow, and the link is in the chat if you would like to go out and check more of his tunage. Indeed, he makes great music. Let's shut down YouTube for now. Hello, welcome to How to App on iOS. My name is Jade, and where every day we look at apps and creativity and mental health and well-being and interviews with creative types and also gear, and on the weekend, some live performances and stuff like that. Hope you're well. Today we are looking at an app called Continua by Audio Damage. It is something that I have had for a little while, and yes, I did purchase it. There is a little bit of a story behind this app. So from time to time I do a show on here called Behind the Song, which is going to kick off again very soon, where we take a look at people's tracks on the show, and we get the artist on the show, and we have a look at the project on how the song was made, and talk to the artist about the song, how it was made, all that kind of stuff. It's really interesting to see how people make their songs. So I think I had Thomas Gillane on the show for his song, and I didn't have that app, and it was in his project, so I had to scramble to get Continua to add it, so I had it for the show to show off Thomas's track. So that is how I got hold of it, and I've just been holding on to it for ages and wanted to do a show on it, and today is that day. So let's say hello to folks in the chat, and we'll get straight into it today, because there's something else happening today with somebody's music. And this show, I try to do my best to support artists on here without doing a show where I just sit here and play music like a DJ. Every day I try and play somebody's song from within this community, from across Facebook and YouTube, of artists who I think make songs that interest me and that I like. And today is no exception, because after today's show, we are hopefully you'll all join me as we head over to the premiere of Joe and Barry Glenn's new single, new video track. So there's a link in the description for that, and I'm sure there will be links towards the end of the show for you all to come over and join us with it. Hello to Joe Glenn, what a surprise. Thomas Christ, good to see you. Russ8889, Cy effing good to see you. Three of my fantastic moderators, Thomas, Russ, and Cy, thank you so much for always being here. Dave Fox, hello to you. Dan Eckberg, somebody needs to make an app called Hot Synths. There's a lot of synths, man. There is a lot of synths, let's be honest. And a lot of them are good. It's so hard because they're like reverb apps, aren't they? They're everywhere and they're all good. Where am I? Gary Hubbs, hello to you. Lou Reality, hello to you. Good to see you. Hello, Tremor Bear, as always. I know Pete Johns is working on a song with you at the moment, doing vocals, I do believe. I missed a whole bunch of shows yesterday. I missed Ron. I missed Pete. But I did catch Marshall's show, which was really awesome. If you haven't checked out Marshall's channel, I did an interview with Marshall on this channel. He's an amazing guitarist. He repairs guitars. He's one of the single most talented guitarists. Marshall can pick up a guitar and make it sing like a goddamn criminal under duress with very little effort. He is amazing. I was waiting for it. You happy, Gary? You got put in timeout. Oh, oh man, if you could see the chat right now. Russ put Gary in timeout and left the bot. Or it's not a bot. It's actually the reality. Holy shit, you guys. You are really pushing it. I swear to God. There's a trend here in the channel, and a bunch of the channels I've seen, where people are coming in and typing the garbled shit that bots put in the chat. And it's only a matter of time till you all start getting banned, because moderators are just sitting there with their fingers on the trigger waiting to zap you. Guys, it's not going to be fun for you. You're going to end up getting munted. Good stuff. Hi, Ed Zielinski. Good to see you. Hope you are well. Also, all right, let's get into this stuff, because
stunning.
Yeah, Tremor Bear's just confirmed it for me. I don't even have my chat thing up today. Yes, Pete is adding vocals to your track, and we're all going to be in 300 seconds. Metal eggs, twitchy fingers, damn straight. Hello, Kev Hart. Kev Hart is here as well. I had to listen to that song you sent me too. Sounds great, Kev. Sounds really cool. Of course it sounds cool. It's Kev. What am I talking All right. Shall we dive in and do this thing? Are there any price drops? I haven't checked today. It doesn't look like there's much. Nothing changed from yesterday, so why bother? Let's just get straight in because there's lots to talk about this app today. Continua. This is Continua. It is made by Audio Damage. It is $9.99 US. Absolutely worth your time. There are no additional in-app purchases. And it works as a standalone. It works as an AUv3. It is really, really cool, as you are about to see. Shall we open it up and get to it? I think so. Let's do this. I'm going to open up today as a standalone to kick off. Hello, Notterbox. Hope you're doing well. So yes, this can be opened as a standalone, and it works beautifully as a standalone, but you can open it as an AUv3, AUM, GarageBand, all those kind of things. Fancy pants. Now, I know you're probably looking at it and going, holy shit, this looks like every other goddamn synth. And I agree. They all tend to look the same sometimes. This color is very standard. I don't think you can change the color on this, can you? Let's check the settings. Settings. Any way to change color? I would like a blue. That would be nice, but no. There we go. All right. So, as you can see, we've opened this up. So we'll talk about this. These are the settings. There's not too much to them, so you can't get too confused in there. You've got a pitch bend override. Look at that. You can change your pitch bend override if you like. Don't know why you would do that. This works with an MPE as well. So if you've got an MPE keyboard, that works as well really nicely. It's basically been built from the ground up around an MPE. So that's really good, and everything else is kind of just a second thought, really. You can also do this. You can have it set so it saves the current settings as a default. Yeah, it's pretty basic. There's really not much you need to know about in the settings, but let's get into some of the controls with this. So this is your default sound that you're going to get. Nothing too fancy there, but it does get a lot fancier. So we'll go across the top. There's 2 pages for you to deal with. It looks like there may be 4, but see how these 2 are lit up here. So the oscillator filter and modulation, and then macro and FX output. When you click between these are your 2 pages. So this is all you're bouncing back and forward between. The fascinating thing about this app is everything is able to be modulated by something else. Everything can control everything. It's ridiculous the amount of ways you can set things to control each other. The macro ability on here is mind-blowing. You can get absolutely lost like that. I haven't had that happen for a while. So let's go through the top. So you have 3 oscillators across the top. What are oscillators, I hear you ask? They're what makes the sound. And you'll see all of them are turned up to 80 at the moment. So let's turn down number 1 and number 2. And we are just getting sound from this one here. Hello, Kim Harden Hudson. All right, now I can change the shape of this using this big knob here. So as I turn this, you can see with the shape of the waveform, we are going from a sine wave to square to sawtooth. So really easy to change the sound. Let's leave it somewhere in the middle there. Lovely. You also have this warp button. On each side, you've got this warp button. So you can hear the difference. And you can see what happens to the waveform in there. As I change that warp, it's actually warping that, messing with it big time. Well, it's not really now. So we've got a skew as well. So you can skew the sound. So that's controlling the shape of the oscillator. As I said, there's 3 oscillators, so you're only hearing 1 at the moment. You can transpose each of them. So this is currently set to 0 on a transpose. But if I hit the little transpose over here, nice. You can fine tune it as well just underneath, so you can get in and fine tune it. Now you'll see next to each of the oscillators over here there's 2 filters, and here is your filter over here. So this is quite interesting, this particular app. You can have both filters set. So there's 2 over here, and they're controlled with this section here. So you can have each oscillator controlled by both, or 1 or 2. And we'll get into that a little bit soon. But you also have an FM synthesis down the bottom here as well. So you can control this and change your sound up. Fun times. And all these effects here, all this kind of stuff, all applies to each of these oscillators. So now if I turn up the second one to about 80. So you can hear now we've got our second sound. Let's mess with this a bit. And let's transpose it. So now we've got 2 oscillators running. Nice. Let's warp this one a little bit. Skew it. And now we can bring in our third oscillator, and we'll make this one filter 2. And again, we can change it, we can transpose this all the way down to 24 or something. And you can hear we're starting to build up a sound, yeah? Just by using these 3 oscillators, changing the tones of them. Let's make this. Cool. We've got 2, so with this FM synthesis down here, we've got two of these. And you can hear when I turn up this this one here. Evil. So, I'm just, you know, this isn't a perfect sound by any stretch of the imagination, but also what you have. So I'm just running through everything that you can do here first, and then we'll get into some how to control, make it control each other. You've got a noise filter around here too. So if I turn this on, turn the level up. You can hear we've added some noise to that. And you can control the color of it. Also, you have a drive section over here, which is distortion, or so if you click on here, there's a whole bunch of distortions you can choose. If we turn this up. So a hard clip. So we're starting to get a sound happen, which is quite demented. So let's head over to our filters over here. So as I said, there's 2 filters, and across these oscillators you can see one's heading to filter 1, this one's heading to filter 2, and this one's heading to filter 1 and filter 2. And this is where you control your filters. So you've got 2 options here. You've got parallel filtering. So you'll hear the difference here. So they're running side by side, and when I turn on parallel, they're up above each other. So you get this really much bigger sound. And you can go in here and mess with these filters. And really tune in the kind of sound you want. All right, let's head down the bottom. So you have your ADSRs as well. So you've got 2 ADSRs. If you don't know what that means, that is attack, decay, sustain, and release. It dictates how long it takes for the sound to make a sound when you press a key, then how long it should last as a note being played, and then the sustain, and then the release. So you can change all these with these knobs down here. Now if I take the attack here and push this back and do this with both of these, you'll notice it fades in, right? So that's what your envelopes can do. So you can start getting more pad kind of sounds, yeah? So you've got 2 of these, and then you have these interesting things, these FEGs. I can't remember what it stands for. That's really bad of me. And you'll notice every time I press down, you'll see a little dot flick and go from side to side. You can actually control these with this, and you can send these back and forward. So it's now going forward and back, forward and back. You can create some really interesting things. Maybe. So you hear that when I hold down that key, you're getting it's riding this wave of going up and then down and back. So excellent. So controlling your ADSR helps create pads kind of sounds. You can manipulate all of this stuff how much you want. You can bend and stretch and do whatever you want to these. And you'll notice, so talking about attack, decay, sustain, and release, when I hold down a note, see this little dot? This little dot travels along here, gets to this point, and waits until I release the key. Just to show you, so if you're still not sure what ADSR is all about, I'll hold down a note. That dot is just sitting there, it's stagnant, and as soon as I let go, that's the release, yeah? So they're your ADSRs that are in there. The last thing we'll talk about is the LFOs. LFOs over here, we have 4 of them. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really cool. So what you can do, let's talk about now what you can do with controlling stuff. So just say I want to control this oscillator with this LFO down here. You can, any button that's here, any knob you can see here, you can assign to something else. It is utterly ridiculous how customizable this app is. Totally customizable. Let's show you what I mean. So if I double click on this here, I'm given this little destination. So, and if I hit the plus, I get all of these options that I want to send this to. So I want to send this to LFO1. So now it is sent to LFO1, and you need to turn it up a bit. Give it some. So when I turn it up, if you look up here at this oscillator, when I turn this up, you will see it move. So this is what's going to happen when the LFO runs. It's going to do this and go back. Do this and go back. So you've got additive here, and you can do subtract as well. So you'll see backwards and forwards. So we'll go this way for now. So now this is connected to down here. And see, sorry, we'll go to LFO1. It's connected to this. And you can tell this by this little section here. See there? That's telling you how much it's going to move, and it's connected up here telling you. So you can see, really cool. Russ has written, I'm impressed with your grip on synthesis, Jade. Who would have thought a year ago? Absolutely. I'm a vocalist and metalhead, and I'm absolutely blown away how much I know about synthesis these days. I still don't know half the stuff, but... So can you see what's happening there? Now when I press the key, you can see over here, this LFO... as it moves over this hill, this LFO, it's changing this up here. Really cool. And you can speed this up. Yeah, you can make it a bit faster to get a better result. Pretty cool. I'm very curious how you can make these pieces interact, like the LFOs, managing the connections you get. It's a really hard task. Well, Ed, who just wrote that, I'm glad you've put that down here, because what's really cool is, and I haven't jumped over to the second page yet, we'll do that in a second. Let's just keep going. I want to add this warp here. So again, double click on it, and here's now our warp. Let's add this to the LFO as well. So we'll add this to LFO1, and we'll take this in the minus. And you'll see, as I'm doing the minus, you can see what's happening with this warp button. Actually, what's happening there. And now we'll close that. So that's connected to LFO1 as well. And now we'll take this Skew button, we'll hit add, and we'll add it to LFO1 as well. And we'll take this forward. So now we've got three things all connected to this LFO over here. Interesting, yeah? Well, I want to show you something else. Let's move over to page 2. So this is page 2, and here's where your effects are and some additional controls. So you have a chorus here, you have a delay and a reverb, and these are really high quality chorus, delay, and reverb audio damage. They make really good stuff, yeah? And to turn them on, you just go boom, boom, boom. They're little on buttons. And now... we've got some delay as well. What a nice sound, yeah? That sounds beautiful. Hello, Seth Vasquez. Good to see you. Right, now, what you'll notice is these little things up the top here. These are a representation of what's happening over here with your oscillators. So you can see on this page what's happening. So this is your oscillator 1. So when we hold down, you can see over on the other page what's going on. And what's really fantastic, you've got these little macro knobs here. I'll show you how to use these. Really, really, really handy stuff. So I want to have control over these three sections that are being controlled by the LFO. So if I click on each of these and add a macro 1, let's add a macro 1, and we'll turn that up to about there. And again, we'll go to this middle one, we'll add a macro 1, turn that up, thank you very much. And this one here, we'll add a macro 1 and turn that up. So what that means now is when we head back over to this second page, we have this little macro 1 knob, and I can name this even and just call this oscillator 1. So I know that this knob now controls the level of what's going on that other page. And you could do this with sound effects. So I could say do this. We'll hit this mix. We've got a chorus, a delay, and a reverb. So we'll click on this mix here. Double click. We'll add a macro 1 to that. We'll add the mix here on the delay and add a macro 1. Oh, sorry, macro 2 I wanted. Sorry. I'm getting too excited. We'll go back here and delete that. So you can delete these things really easy as well. We'll choose macro 2. And I can go to this one's mix and add a macro 2. So I've gone in and added a mix, and a mix to this macro here. So now when I turn this up, you can see all of those mixes are moving down the bottom here. And then I can name this to just FX. So these are really cool. So now if I hit play, hit a key, you can control the amount of things that are happening. So it's a really good way to keep track of things on this page. All right, let's talk about this section here. And you can have up to 8 of these. And as you see when I go through the presets, we'll have a look at that further in the presets where you can see every preset kind of has all these macros set up. You also have an XY pad. So you've got 2 XY pads. How groovy is that? So you can add things to this as well. So I could go in here, for example, and put this delay, this timing here. We'll just hit sync on these. I can double click on this and add this to an XY pad. So I can do left pad X, and we can do that, whatever. And then I could go on this one and hit left pad Y. And now I have control over the timing of this feedback of the delays here. So what I'm trying to explain with all this stuff is you can basically control anything with anything. Anything you double click on. Here we got the noise. I'll use the mouse so you can see what's going on. So the level here of this, here I can control that. I can control this shape here. I can control this level here. I can control this over here, the ADSR, this frequency. Whatever you want, you can assign this to whatever you want. I can... That's an interesting sound. I don't know what that means. Is there a kill here? What's going on? What's going on? What is that sound? Let's kill that. All right, but you get what I'm saying. You can control anything with anything. This goes with that. This goes with that. That goes with this. Virtually anything that has a knob on it can be controlled. We'll head back over here. I had to kill that. For some reason, I was getting some odd sound there. Let me turn the volume back up. these things happen with apps, you know. Alrighty. Also, just to let you know, this is a poly synth, so it's an 8-voice poly synth. You can actually change it to a mono. So you've got mono, which mono means I can't hold multiple keys down. Let's find something interesting here. We'll grab a... a bass one will show us. So this is a mono. So if I try and hold 2 keys, it doesn't work because it's mono. But I can turn this at any time into a polysynth, and you can choose how many voices you would like. I think it's 6 voices actually. And you can see those voices being represented over here. So it means you can hold down 6 keys at the same time and not overload the fuck out of your computer, out of your iPad. Cool. There's one other thing I did forget to show you, which is this section here, this sample and hold. You can assign these as well. And I can't remember what that's for, actually. I can't even remember what it's for. Man, this is what happens when you don't really know synths. I do believe it is to create a... Where are we? So we've got this random thing. Oh, yeah. So you can send these to any of these sections to Lfos, and it'll just create... So you've got smooth, a limiting effect on here. So you can... yeah, that'll do. You can work it out yourself. Let's run through some sounds because we're like 20 minutes to go. Because there's a whole lot of really cool sounds in here. And I will start off with perhaps, so all you need to do is press up here and you've got some factory sounds, which is nice. And you've got some artist sounds by a bunch of quality people who make great sounds. Glitch Machines, Red Means Recording, Red Sky Lullaby, and Sonal System. And in these you can see you've got a bass, drone, lead, motion, pad. And here is just a whole bunch of presets. Again, Red Means Recording presets, and Glitch Machines the same, but you also have factory stuff. So you've got basses, keys, leads, pads and atmospheres, which is really nice. Let's go through some pads and atmospheres, shall we? Beautiful. Really nice stuff. This one's called Machine Room. That's a modulator, slow synth. And like I said before, the difference between making something like a pad or a drone or something like that is all in your ADSR. You can see with this ADSR here, both of these are set at a distance there. But if I grab these and bring them back, totally changes the sound. Now if I take them again, push them out here, you get this slow beautiful. So let's open up some other packs here. I'm going to jump over into... so you've got bass sounds in here. These are just from the factory sounds. And if you change anything, look, it's really easy to save stuff as well. So you have a user folder here. And if you like something, you can just hit save, give it a name, and save it in your user folder. Super easy. If you change anything, you can actually copy. So you can actually copy a sound to your clipboard, and then you can go and paste that elsewhere as well. Where do I go? Over here. So you can paste from clipboard. So you can go in and paste. You can import sound packs as well from a zip file. So if you hit here, opens up your files app, and you can do all that kind of stuff. If somebody, because you can save presets, you can export. So if you make a preset, you want to send it to somebody, you can do that as well. We'll head back over to you've got lead sounds in here as well. And at any time, I can change this to a poly sound, so I can play chords. You've got keys in here. You name it, you can build it. I mean, that's the beauty of these synths and having all these amazing oscillators that you can create whatever you want. And it's really easy to go in here and change sounds like this. So now I'm just turning up this oscillator too, and listen. So very easily I added some bass to that just by going to this third oscillator and pulling down the transpose, so it's a 12 down, and we can take it even further. If I take it 24, now I added this really heavy sound to it. And again, the beautiful thing is you can double click on this transpose and you can add this. You can add it to an LFO, say LFO 2. And now this LFO is controlling the transpose amount. Really cool stuff. I wanted to show you one with a macro in. So we'll go to Artist, head to Artist here, and we'll click. Here we go. So we've got in Sonal System, we've got some drones. Let's check these out. Really beautiful stuff. And you'll notice here, in this particular sound pack, we have some macros set up here. So let's just hold down a note and see what is happening. So that macro is controlling the oscillator level. Here we're able to control the shape. And this third one is controlling the filter. Essentially meaning, if I was in something like a AUM, I could assign the keys here, these knobs, to these macros here, and I could control that from here. Yeah? So I could actually control these little sections here with my knobs here. I could assign them. So, you know, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This sounds really nice. It's called Morph. Hello, Ivan. We can turn up the resonance on these. Wow. So yeah, as I said, these are in drones here. Really nice stuff. I mean, this is a really, really sexy synth. Hello, Spider. Good to see you, Spider. Where are we? That was Moon Keys. So we have sections like motion here as well. And again, if you're unsure about this stuff, you can go in here and actually have a look at the screen. So when I hold down a key, you can actually see what's moving. You've got these fantastic little lines here that are showing the motion of what's happening. So you can get by there. Over here we have this LFO 2. You've got the frequency over here for filter 1 and 2. And that helps you understand where things are. So if we go and double click on the shape, you can see what's attached to it. You can see we've got this FEG1, the macro 1, macro 3, and the macros are over here. So macro 1 and macro 3 are controlling that. Everything is easy to find. If we double click on here, you can see what's connected. So it's really easy to understand what's connected just by seeing what's moving. And Spider probably does have some packs for this. It wouldn't surprise me at all. If you don't know, folks, Spider makes some really amazing packs for synths. Many. Where are we? Let's go over here. Ribbons. What's ribbons? Anyway, as usual, not enough time to go through all of the packs, but you can see there is a hell of a lot of stuff in here for you to play with. There is so much stuff. It is just incredible. Plus, you can import your own packs from someone like Spider. Go over and subscribe to Spider's channel as well while you are here and do all that kind of stuff too. So I'm going to have to get out of here because we have a premiere coming up. Yeah, and Spider's packs are free. Let's do this. I want to let you know, folks, we have a premiere coming up straight after this. Let me post this in here. I think I've got the right link. So Joe and Barry Glenn are dropping a premiere in the next 2 minutes over on their channel. So please head over there and I'll see you there. So this is a song that they put together over the last however long, and over last week I added drums to this, and then on the Patreon I mixed this down, I mastered it, and so it's a bit of a collaboration between me, Joe and Barry Glenn, and they're about to drop the video over on their channel. There is the link. I expect everybody here to come over and support it. And if you want to see how it was all made and stuff, well, how I did the drums, check out last week's episodes. We did 3 episodes on, using the GarageBand drums instead of the actual drummer. And that's how this collaboration came together. All right, good stuff. Hey, thanks all for supporting the show every day, coming over here and doing all the things. If you like the show, please hit the like on the way out. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps the channel and all that jazz. And we'll be back tomorrow with something. Things are changing. You may look on the channel and see a bunch of shows, but every day, whatever's there may not be there because we have a premiere this week of an app that is really cool. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Head over to Joe and Barry Glenn's channel and I will see you there. Awesome stuff. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better and we all rise together. See you later.
Stunning. Stunning. Stunning.